In today's news story, we're going to discuss The Archies, an upcoming Netflix film based on the comic book of the same name. So stick around and let's get into it. On November 11, 2021, roughly 2 years ago, it was announced that Netflix would be adapting the popular Archie comics as a musical. The film will be distributed by the streamer and produced by Tiger Baby Films. Even more interesting is that it will be an Indian-based film rather than American. Although the comics originated in the US, it has become a widely known brand outside of the country. India in particular has a huge fan base which have enjoyed the characters for more than 50 years. Given the established following in the region, it makes sense making a film that's targeted to South Asian audiences. The movie will be headlined by Indian filmmaker Zoya Akhtar, who confirmed their involvement on the film via Instagram. The director posted a series of comic book panels, drawn in the same art style as the comics. The creativity behind this announcement has to be commended. Instead of just making a standard post, they went the extra mile and made a comic strip. It really shows the love for the source material being adapted. As shown in the filmmaker's Instagram post and the press release, the film is officially titled The Archies. According to the filmmaker and the official press release for the project, the film will be set in the Anglo-Indian community of India, in a magical fictional hill station town called Riverdale. A few months after the project was announced, the full cast for the film was revealed. In a short promotional video, we received our first look at the young actors cast as the Riverdale gang. The video, which I'll link below, shows the core group of friends frolicking in the countryside/outdoors. Their antics are backed by an original sound composed for the film. Before we delve more into the cast and the film as a whole, let's just take a brief look at the history of the Archies. Longtime fans of the comic book series will know that Archie and his friends make up a fictional band named after the titular protagonist. The band consisted of guitarist/vocalist Archie Andrews, drummer Jughead Jones, bassist Reggie Mantle, percussionist/vocalist Betty Cooper, and keyboardist/vocalist Veronica Lodge. Ever since their debut in Life with Archie number 60, which was released in April 1967, the band has appeared in various comics, cartoons, and live action. They are best remembered for their appearance in the 1968 animated series, The Archie Show, which aired on CBS as part of their Saturday morning cartoon schedule. On the show, the band was known for a genre of music called bubblegum pop, a combination of rock and pop music delivered in a catchy upbeat style, which was marketed for preteens and teenagers. One of the breakout songs on the show, Sugar Sugar, created a short-lived trend amongst other Saturday morning cartoons at the time. The band made their first live-action appearance in the 1990 film titled Archie, to Riverdale and Back Again. Set 15 years after Archie and his friends have graduated high school, the film depicted a gang as adults in their 30s. There, the band regrouped and performed a set at their old high school in a made-for-television film. Decades later, the band would make their second live-action appearance in Riverdale, a 2017 CW series. This version of the Archies has all of the same members as the previous incarnations, save for Reggie Mantle, who is replaced with Kevin Keller. The now concluded series was a modern reimagining of the comics, aimed at a mature audience. The Archies make their first appearance in the season 4 episode titled Chapter 74, Wicked Little Town. Most viewers today would be more familiar with the modern-day versions of the characters depicted in Riverdale than the classic depictions found in the comics. The Archies film will give us a more traditional take on the characters as shown in the classic Archie comics. But at the same time, it will be a new interpretation of the characters fans have come to love over the years. The 60s setting sets it apart from anything that's come before, including Riverdale, who did their own classic throwback to the comics. Having the Archies be a period piece and a musical, combined with Western and Hindi elements, will create a widely unique story. As much as the film hinges on Akhtar's direction, it's nothing without the right cast portraying the iconic characters. It's interesting that the filmmakers decided to cast actors who are more or less unknown, save for a few who have starred in smaller projects. Even with a brilliant cast of young talent and a creative team who are lifelong fans of the comics, The Archies has been faced with scrutiny from the wider fan base. Both Asian and Western fans have had their issues with the project since it was announced, and even more so after the cast reveal. I can see some Western fans having issues with the Archies getting a Bollywood adaptation because they feel it's integral that the property remains American. Now, I would argue that it doesn't matter how they adapt Archie, especially since it's commonplace for Hollywood to take stories from all over the world and adapt them for American audiences. So why can't India have their own version of the characters? We've had countless adaptations of the Archies based in America, and even with this new film, there will be more films and TV shows set in America. Anyways, I'll stop rambling on about this for now because we have plenty more to cover. One of the earliest complaints was colorism. A lot of the fans felt that the cast was another example of Bollywood, sidelining dark-skinned actors in favor of light-skinned actors. Even outside of the Bollywood film industry, there has been a long-standing struggle with colorism that is still prevalent in society today. You can see why some people will have issues with the cast, since none of the actors are reflective of the wider South Asian community. They definitely could have cast more dark-skinned actors to show a more balanced representation of South Asian people on screen. But that aside, I don't think the filmmakers have any agenda against dark-skinned actors. And they definitely didn't choose any of the actors because they have a light-skin complexion. I know that a person's appearance matters when it comes to casting for any role, but it's not the only thing that matters when it comes to finding the right talent for a role. That brings me to my next complaint about this film, and probably one of the biggest issues that people have with the cast. 3 of the actors attached to the film are the children of famous Bollywood celebrities. The 3 actors in question are Agysta Nanda, Suhana and Kushi Kapoor. Were they cast because of their star power or their acting ability? I wonder. Honestly, we'll never know for certain, unless the director or casting director gives an honest answer. But why would anyone admit to nepotism in their film? I'm sure if they were interviewed, the filmmakers would defend their casting choice. Even if the actors' parents had a hand in getting them on audition for the role, they wouldn't have the power to finalize the casting unless it was a project they were personally involved in some capacity. Being an executive producer, director, lead star or a financer would enable them to have more power over the casting process. That's not the case with the Archies. None of the children's parents are linked to the film in any form. Personally, I'd like to think they were chosen because they were the best fit for their respective roles. Even with the star power they have by being linked to famous Bollywood families, it doesn't automatically make them a draw for audiences. Some people will definitely be drawn to the film because they are curious to see how the kids fare in their acting debut. But overall, the main selling point isn't the actors, but the property itself. I wouldn't get distracted by celebrity kids being a part of the cast. Their fame is secondary to their performance, which is the main reason why any of the actors landed their role. If the filmmakers were only concerned with having celebrity talent for their film, they would have casted celebrity kids across the board. Instead, we have a mix of talent who are famous and some who are unknown. Now, I'm sure many of you are curious about the ensemble. Many of the actors are notable names in India, but beyond that, they might not be as well known. Well, I've created individual sections/profiles for each of the actors, giving an insight into their backgrounds and explaining a little about their respective characters in the film. Now, before I continue discussing the cast, I want to apologize in advance if I butcher any of the actors' names. I've done my utmost best to find the right pronunciation in preparation for this video, but I'm still likely to get some names wrong. First up, we have 21-year-old actor Agysta Nanda. The young talent will be playing Archie Andrews, the titular protagonist of the Archie franchise, Riverdale's teenage Casanova. Archie Andrews is charming and endearing. He has a passion for music and enjoys playing with his band, the Archies. Though selfless and loyal, he's torn between his feelings for Betty and Veronica. He also wears his heart on his sleeve, something that tends to get him into trouble often. In the comics, Archie is depicted as a red-haired teenager with freckles. His red hair is easily his most defining feature that makes him a standout amongst other characters in the comic series. For the film, they've opted not to give Archie his iconic red hair. Instead, the filmmakers have changed the character's hair color to a more common hair color associated with people from the South Asian region of the world. Red isn't a natural hair color found in that part of the world, unless someone has dyed their hair. Anyone upset over his hair will just have to accept the change. Archie's hair is the least important aspect of what will make or break the character in this adaptation. Like many of the young actors attached to this project, this would be Nanda's first ever acting role. Prior to this, he's never had any background in acting, even on a smaller scale like a cameo or a guest role. Nanda is the younger brother of Navya Navelli Nanda, an entrepreneur and women's rights activist. His sister is also a social media influencer known for her podcast, What the Hell Navya, a series featuring 3 generations of women of the Bachchan family, discussing various important topics. Anyone that follows her on social media will know that she frequently posts pictures of her family, including her brother, who surprisingly isn't on social media. Nanda is mostly known for being the son of Shweta Bachchananda, an Indian columnist, author, and former model. His acting roots originates from his mother's side of the family, with him being the grandson of 2 prominent Indian actors. So does anyone have any guesses? I gave it away like a minute ago. Nanda is the grandson of Amitabh Bachchan, a legendary Hindi film actor whose career has spanned over 5 decades, making him a Bollywood icon. There is also his wife and Nanda's grandmother, Jaya Bachchan, who's also had a successful acting career dating back to the early 60s. I'm sure Nanda received a ton of advice from both his grandparents on how to approach his first acting role. Additionally, Nanda along with his castmates have put in an extensive amount of work to help them prepare for their roles. His character is easily the most important of the cast, since he's playing Archie. Even though the film is focused on his friends collectively, Archie will be the most prominent character of the group. Nanda's chemistry with the cast will be important, especially the ladies. The actor will have to develop a natural chemistry with his co-stars, which will sizzle the moment he's paired up with any of the female characters. Without having seen much from the actor beforehand, it's hard to judge his acting ability or know what to expect, but I hope that he gives a great performance. Next up, we have 23-year-old actress Suhana Khan. The actress will play Veronica Lodge, the only daughter of Hiram Lodge, the richest man in Riverdale. Veronica is also one of Archie's on and off again girlfriends, the richest girl in town. Veronica Lodge knows what she wants and won't let anyone walk over her. Ronnie is trendy, sassy, and the boys love her. She has a rare kind of confidence that makes her stand out in Riverdale's all-world charm. Her mansion is second only to the size of her heart. Generous to a fault, she loves her friends dearly and is closest to Betty. In the comics, Veronica is depicted as a teenage girl with bangs and shoulder-length hair or long hair. More importantly than her hairstyle is the character's sense of fashion. She's constantly dressed in the latest fashion trends. Undoubtedly, they've chosen someone who has the right look and presence to bring Veronica to life on film. Khan is perfectly cast as Veronica. She might not have the experience as an actress, but she will definitely make for an interesting new take on the character. Yes, she has a girl next door type of demeanor, but the actress can switch it up when necessary. In the past year, the rising stars come out with a whole new energy that's comparable to a film character. Khan has appeared in commercials for both Tira and Maybelline New York, where we see a lot more of a sassy side. Unless you're a bona fide Bollywood aficionado, then you'll know immediately which family Khan comes from. Mind you, there are a number of families in Bollywood who share the Khan surname, some related and others who are unrelated. Khan is the daughter of Shah Rukh Khan, one of the most widely celebrated actors in Bollywood. Her father is known as the Badash of Bollywood, which translates to King Khan. There is also her mother Gauri Khan, who is an Indian film producer and fashion designer. Finally, there's her older brother Aryan Khan, who has starred alongside their father in a handful of small roles. Mainly because of her father, some people will go into this film with high expectations from the young talent. Without seeing her, they will assume she's a capable actress, because she's the child of a talented actor. Well, they wouldn't be wrong. It's possible she inherited her father's acting ability through genes, learned it from being raised by him, or watching him on set/film. I'm sure they all contributed into making her pursue acting like her father. Khan's debut as an actress has been a long time coming. Same with Kapoor and Nanda, who come from a similar background. She has even made steps to better hone her skills as an actress. Khan starred in The Grey Part of Blue, a 2019 short film directed by Theodore Gimeno. The film follows a young couple on a road trip to meet the girl's parents for the first time. Khan plays the girlfriend Sandy, while her co-star Robin Gonella plays her boyfriend Robin. There is a noticeable issue in their relationship that isn't explicitly stated by the couple, but is felt from their interactions with each other throughout the film. While the film is a joint effort between the two actors, a lot of the film hinges on Khan's character. She gets to do more acting wise that gives us more background on the couple. I highly recommend checking out the film, which is available to watch on director Theodore Gimeno's YouTube channel. I'll link it below in the description. For me, the film is the strongest indication that Khan is ready for a much bigger role that requires more from her as an actress. After studying acting in England and appearing in the aforementioned film, Khan is more than ready to show the world what she's capable of as an up-and-coming actress. I couldn't be more excited to see her play Veronica. Following on from the previous talent we have, 22-year-old actress Kushi Kapoor. The actress will play Betty Cooper, the girl next door who has feelings for her neighbor Archie. She's determined, kind, and can do anything she wants, except get Archie for herself. Betty loves to journal, work at her dad's bookstore, and help her mom with baking. She can find the good in anyone, which makes her the most reliable and lovable friend of all. In the comics, Betty is depicted as a blonde girl who's often seen sporting her hair in a ponytail. Kapoor definitely looks the part. She has Betty's signature hairstyle, save for her blonde hair color. Instead, the character now has a distinctive brown hair color, which helps to set her apart from the other female characters who have brunette or black hair. Although she's playing Betty, I think she would have made a good Veronica, based on overall look and vibe. I wouldn't be surprised if she auditioned to play Veronica, but for whatever reason the filmmakers didn't think she was the right fit for the role. Regardless, it should be interesting seeing her take on Betty, and how she plays off Agysta and Khan's characters. In particular the latter, who will play Veronica, her love rival. Their dynamic will be an important part of the film, like it is in the comics. Seeing Kapoor trading verbal blows with a co-star will be one of my favorite parts of the film, along with their characters' blossoming friendship. Kapoor is another talent whose family has a major presence in the Bollywood film industry. Her father, Boney Kapoor, is a prominent Indian film producer who's worked in Hindi cinema in addition to Tamil cinema and Telugu cinema. There is also her mother, Sridevi, who has an acting career spanning over 50 years across multiple genres. The late actress is known as India's first female superstar. Kapoor wasn't the first of the couple's children to follow in her mother's footsteps to pursue a career in acting. Her older sister, Janhvi Kapoor, is already a successful actress since making her debut in 2018. There is also her half-siblings, Arjun Kapoor, an established actor and the oldest of the Kapoor siblings. And finally, Anshula Kapoor, the oldest of Boney Kapoor's daughters. While not an actress like her siblings, she's still a recognizable personality. Inspired by her family and her mother, Kapoor entered the NYFA, New York Film Academy, and graduated from the one-year acting for film degree program in 2019. After graduating from the institute, Kapoor went on to star in Speak Up, a 2020 short film directed by Abhishek Joshi. As of this recording, the film isn't available to the general public. Honestly, it's a shame that her first ever role isn't available to stream online or purchase. It would be great to see the young talent acting in the short film. Hopefully at some point the filmmaker or the production company will release the film. For now, our first exposure to Kapoor's acting will be in the Archies, where I'm certain she will surprise us with a wonderful performance. Next up, we have 25-year-old actor Mihir Ahuja. The actor will play Jughead Jones, a foodie best recognized by his insatiable appetite. An interesting choice of headwear. Jughead is Archie's best pal, but unlike his easygoing friend, he's terrified of girls. Surprisingly sharp and witty, he prefers to march to his own beat. When he's not behind the drums for the Archies, Jughead works at Pop Tate's, Riverdale's favorite local diner, often eating more than he serves. In the comics, Jughead is depicted as a lanky teenager with half-closed eyes and a long nose. The character is rarely seen without his iconic headwear, a whoopee cap, which is often mistaken for a crown. It was based on the popular hats worn in the 1920s. The hat was made using an old fedora with the brim chopped off in a jack pattern. The jack brim was usually turned up. Ahuja definitely looks the part and has all of his comic book counterparts' most distinguishable traits. Except for the hat. Maybe because Jughead's hat is an American fashion style and it would feel out of place in an Indian setting. The character now has a flat cap, a hat originating in northern England. It's a shame we don't get the Jughead hat in this adaptation, but at least we'll have a Jughead that's closer to the comics in terms of his personality. Okay, let's get into the actor's background. Ahuja is one of the few actors from this cast that doesn't come from a major Bollywood family. The actor is a self-made talent and the most experienced actor amongst his peers. Acting aside, Ahuja is known for his beatboxing, a talent which he often showcases on his social media. Beatboxing is equally important to the talent as his love for acting and even dancing. In 2015, he competed in Jamshedpur's Got Talent, a local talent competition. He first came to prominence in 2017 when he entered the Oppo Times Fresh Face and made it to the top 5 contestants. A year later in 2018, he participated in the Mumbai Media Champs, an annual intercollegiate media festival organized by the students of DGMC, Devitre Goneka Management College of Media Studies. Before his acting career took off, he started appearing in a number of major brand adverts/commercials. It's opened up the doors for the talent to star in film and television, both of which Ahuja has plenty of main and supporting roles to his name. Now, I'm not going to go through everything that Ahuja has appeared in over the years, but we'll touch on some of his notable roles. In 2021, he appeared in Feels Like Ishq, a Netflix anthology series. The talent appeared in the second episode titled Quarantine Crush. There he played Menda, a young man who comes up with a plan to meet his crush Nimi, played by Kajol Chang, a young woman who is self-quarantining next door. The whole episode is brilliantly directed by Tahira Kashyap Khurana, who does so much with a handful of locations. Also, Ahuja and his co-stars' chemistry is everything. You really get invested in their growing relationship. Next up, he appeared in Candy, a 2021 thriller series. There he played Mihir, a student at a private school who is brutally murdered. His death leads to an investigation led by one of the school's teachers and a crooked cop. The series is available to stream exclusively on Voot. In 2022, he starred in Feels Like Home, a comedy drama series available exclusively on Lionsgate Play, a streaming service in India. The show follows 4 boys who move into their first house away from home together. Ahuja plays Gandhi, one of the 4 boys and the main characters on the show. Most recently, he starred in Made in Heaven, a 2019 romantic drama series. The actor appeared in Season 2, which premiered this year on Amazon Prime Video. The series reteamed Ahuja with Zoya Akhtar and Rema Kagti, the creative team behind the hit show and the Archies. Presumably, he landed his role on the show after working with the 2 creatives on the latter film. By far one of my favorite roles from the actor is a music video, where the actor has no dialogue. Earlier this year, the actor appeared in Tabachake's official music video for a single, Uchala. The video features Ahuja as a new student, who catches the attention of his classmate played by Janet Pingham. She is smitten with a young man, who at first doesn't seem to reciprocate her feelings. Their relationship is seemingly one-sided, until she gets a surprisingly beautiful gesture that definitively makes his feelings for her clear. The direction of this video coupled with the actors' on-screen chemistry is just perfection. The narrative blends seamlessly with the music. If you want to feel nostalgic and just enjoy a feel-good sound that takes you back to your school days, then this is worth taking the time to watch. The songwriter wrote it for all the 90s kids who are now grown-ups. Ahuja is easily one of the most versatile young actors working today, who is underrated despite having an impressive body of work. I'm hoping that his role in the Archies will help to propel his career further, leading the talent to doing bigger projects down the line. Next up, we have 22-year-old actress Aditi Saigal, who is better known by her stage name Dot. The talent will play Ethel Muggs, one of Archie's classmates at Riverdale High. Underrated and eccentric, Ethel Muggs is Riverdale's most up-and-coming hairstylist. She loves her job and has ambitions of a bright future. Known for her sweet demeanor, Ethel is a loyal and solid friend, with a publicly known soft spot for Jughead. She shares all her food with him to win his heart. In the comics, Ethel is portrayed as a lanky teenager, with buck teeth and sometimes a neck-length bob hairstyle. She was mostly known for being boy crazy, mainly for Jughead, who she frequently chased trying and failing to win his heart. It looks like the film has completely revamped her character, making her largely different from her comic book counterparts. Dot's version of Ethel seems a lot less obsessive over Jughead, and more noticeable is her appearance. She is no longer depicted as the ugly friend of the group. Instead, she is more feminine and beautiful. I personally love the change for the character, who has been slowly getting a due in the comics. But outside of the medium, she's been severely underused. With Dot playing the character, she will now be less of a joke and have a more prominent role. Thankfully, they made her a main character, because it would be a waste of the actress's talents. Speaking of which, it's time we learn more about Dot and her background. Dot is the daughter of Amit Saigal, an Indian rock musician who founded the Rock Street Journal, India's first rock magazine. The late singer, who was referred to as Papa Rock, was also widely regarded as the grandfather of Indian independent music. There is also a mother, Sheena Gamat, an actress and the co-founder of Barefoot Theatre Company. She's a film actor, voiceover artist, movement therapist, experimental learning facilitator, and was also the co-founder of her husband's company, the Rock Street Journal. Dot's mother was also the inspiration behind her stage name, which she came up with at a young age. The talent is a trained musician who has been immersed in music since childhood. As a teenager, she would go on to study music and creative writing at Bangor University in Wales between 2016 to 2020. During that time, she composed her own music and even performed live at various venues locally and across the UK. As an artist, her music combines a variety of genres like jazz, blues, pop, rock, along with soul and funk. Dot is also well versed at playing a number of instruments, such as the piano, the keyboard, the guitar, and the flute, to name a few. Like many young musicians, the talent took to YouTube and began posting the music starting with the song Reassure Me. That was followed by Everybody Dances to Techno, which became a breakout song for the young talent. She would later perform the song live at the Rock Streets Journal's Tiny Big Scene, a live showcase aimed at promoting new music and artists. Since creating a channel in 2017, Dot has continued to release new music on the platform, which has resulted in a number of original songs. In 2021, she would release her first EP titled Commotion, which compiled 7 original tracks. The album is available across various music platforms, as well as the singer's official YouTube channel. Earlier this year, Dot released Indigo, her latest track released by Welsh label The Playbook. Most recently, Dot collaborated with Chirag Todi, a songwriter, composer and guitarist based in Ahmedabad. Together with the indie artist, Dot released the single Spice Lemonade. An official music video for the song was made, starring actress Santana Roach, who appears alongside both musicians. Dot already has a prior connection to the actress, who was cast in the Archies as an unknown character. I'm about 99% certain she'll play Midge, but that hasn't been confirmed as of this recording. Whoever the actress is playing, she will share a number of scenes with Dot and the wider cast. The character I'm looking forward to seeing Dot interact with the most is Ahuja's Jughead. Although they've made significant changes to Ethel's character for the film, they haven't changed the feelings towards him. The film will likely give us a twist on their relationship, which will be less one-sided than the comics. It would be a great way to reward fans who have hoped to see more develop between the characters. I feel it would be a good way to utilize Dot and Ahuja's natural charm, which both actors have in abundance. Dot is without a doubt the most experienced musician of the cast, which I'm sure will be an asset to the cast and crew as a whole. I'm sure she helped her co-stars who had little to no experience playing instruments and singing. It's going to be interesting seeing her performance in the film as a musician and also as an actress. Even with a lack of experience as an actress, I'm confident that Dot will rise to the challenge and give us a surprisingly good performance as Ethel. Next up, we have 27-year-old actor Vedang Raina, who will play Reggie Mantle, Archie's frenemy. He's good looking, and he knows it. Reggie is the wisecracking jokester of the gang. Self-absorbed, quick-witted, and secretly sensitive. He doesn't always reveal his feelings publicly. He has his secret crush on Veronica, but that doesn't stop him from dating the rest of girls in Riverdale. No one could love Reggie as much as he loves himself. In the comics, Reggie is portrayed as a bit of a bully, who is often at odds with Archie, his longtime rival for Veronica's affection. Even with Veronica in his sights, he would try to steal Moose's girlfriend, Mitch, a character who we might see pop up in the film. Raina is perfectly cast as Reggie. He has that pretty boy look to him that will make him a match for Archie physically in the looks department. He also has a charismatic nature to him that will make his character likable even during his worst moments. Not much is known about the actor's family, so I really can't shed a ton of background on the talent. Raina is mostly known for modeling and singing. The talent has posted covers of popular songs on his YouTube channel and also his Instagram account. Since uploading his first video in 2019, Raina has covered at least 3 notable artists. He first covered The Weeknd's hit song, Earned It, which has gained over 9,000 views. After that, the talent more than doubled his view count with over 21,000 views on his follow-up video, a cover of Arijit Singh's version of Furli Aya Dil, a song taken from the 2012 Bollywood film Barfi. That was followed by his final video to date, a cover of Daniel Caesar's Get You, featuring LiQWYD. The cover gained over 9,000 views, which is on par with his first video. It's a shame Raina hasn't posted more covers since, or even his own original music, because he really is a talented singer. Now, I'm sure I mentioned earlier that the talent was a model. It's very common for models to transition from modeling to acting. In fact, many models use their career as a stepping stone to break into the film industry. Speaking of modeling, the talent is one of the faces of Mintra Forward, an immersive fashion experience tailored for Gen Z consumers. He recently appeared in the company's advert titled Mintra Forward Presents Date Story. There he starred alongside Kushi Kapoor, who is also a brand ambassador for the campaign, and his co-star in the Archies film. You could argue that Kapoor steals the limelight, but I would say the two stars complement each other so perfectly that it's hard to mention one without the other. While only a minute long, the advert does enough to showcase the duo's charisma, something that will go a long way in making them likable actors. Now if that's not enough to give you a taste of his charisma, then there's another advert where Raina stars alongside Dot. Yes, another one of his film co-stars. Coincidence? I think not. The two stars paired up for an Instagram advert for House of Masaba's Love Child range, where they promoted the label's fragrance gift set. The humorous advert gives us a taste of Raina's comedic timing, and it's spot on. It's not a lot to anticipate Raina's performance as a first-time actor, but it showcases the star-like quality the actor possesses, now that the talent has been cast in the Archies, which will surely put him in the spotlight as an actor. It should be interesting seeing how his career progresses from here onwards. Finally rounding out the cast we have 21-year-old actor Yuvraj Menda, who will play Dilton Doiley. The brilliant Dilton Doiley is the smartest and most fashionable teenager in Riverdale. Dilton can always be found studying a new subject or working on an invention in his room, and is constantly schooling the gang with his cleverness. But behind that breezy exterior, Dilton has a secret that no one knows about, and struggles to come to terms with it. In the comics, Dilton is depicted as a stereotypical nerd who wears glasses and is shorter compared to his peers. Menda's version of the character is similar to his comic book counterpart, except for two major differences. For the film, they've tweaked the character and made him more flamboyant/fashionable, while retaining his bookish nature. They've also presumably made Dilton an LGBTQ+ character, based on the aforementioned character bio/description. For fans, it will be a surprising change for the character, who has always been portrayed as a heterosexual in the comics. It's a unique change that will offer something different to the story and the character, who has never had a major storyline in any of the previous adaptations. They've tweaked the character for the actor who is openly gay in real life. Considering the story is set in the 60s, it's an interesting period to explore someone who is struggling to come out, or scared of coming out because they will be viewed differently by their friends, family and the wider community. Not much is known about Menda's family, other than they hail from India. Menda is a known performer who specializes in dancing. The talent has shown his prowess for acting from a young age. In 2015, the actor competed for the Pearl Paramis Trophy for Excellence in Speech and Drama, an annual competition for young children across select schools in Mumbai. He competed in the 10 to 13 years old category. The actor's performance is available to watch online on Ace Productions' YouTube channel. The young talent has since built a name for himself as a social media influencer. Menda has been active on TikTok since 2020, where he's created countless reels showcasing his lip-syncing skills, but most impressive his dance moves. Away from the platform, Menda has collaborated with other content creators on YouTube. He has worked with 3 notable influencers, who are friends of the actor. Menda has appeared on The Tanish Show alongside channel creator Tanisha Miwani, a social media influencer based in India. Her channel focuses on vlogs and a variety of content. There is also his appearance on Tari Shah's channel, which does vlogs, makeup and lifestyle videos. Finally, there is Aleha Tara Motwane's channel, which does vlogs, makeup, fashion tips and even music. Menda has appeared in at least 3 of the personalities' videos. Based on Menda's presence as a performer, I'm certain he will inject a ton of personality into Dilton, making him a standout character amongst the group. Now that we've covered the cast, it's time we delve into the creative team behind the film. First up, we have Zoya Akhtar, the director behind the Archies. In addition to directing the film, she co-wrote the screenplay with 2 other female creatives, both of whom we'll touch on later. Akhtar comes from a family who are renowned in the Bollywood film industry. She's the daughter of Jughead Akhtar, an award-winning screenwriter, lyricist and poet. Her father is known for being part of Salim Javed, a screenwriting duo regarded as amongst Hindi cinema's greatest screenwriters. Her father's wife and Akhtar's stepmother, Shabana Azmi, is also a prolific Bollywood actress who has been acting since the 70s. She has appeared in over 150 films, including the filmmaker's directorial debut. Akhtar's mother, Honey Irani, is also an actress and screenwriter who has won awards for her work in film. Before her turn as a screenwriter, she started her career as a childhood actress. There is also Akhtar's younger brother, Farhan Akhtar, a famous Indian actor, filmmaker, singer and songwriter. He has contributed his talents on a number of his sister's projects, including those made by her production company. The filmmaker is known for a 2009 directorial debut, Luck by Chance. The film follows an aspiring actor on his journey to make it big in the film industry. Zoya Akhtar, the filmmaker's brother, plays the lead role, which is the first of many collaborations between the siblings. While the film didn't make a ton of money at the box office, it was well received by critics and audiences alike, making it a strong debut for the first-time director. For her next project she made, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, or as it's called in English, You Only Live Once. The 2011 film follows three childhood friends, Arjun, Kabir and Imran, who reunite for a 3-week road trip. Hrithik Roshan headlines the cast in the buddy road comedy drama, which earned critical acclaim. Ever since its release, fans have hoped to see a sequel to the film, which the director has considered making. In 2013, she made her first anthology film as part of a collective of 4 filmmakers. The film, titled Bombay Talkies, was made to coincide with and celebrate 100 years of Indian cinema. Akhtar directed the third entry, titled Sheila Ki Jawani. The short film follows Vicky, a 12-year-old boy who dreams of being a Bollywood dancer. His father, on the other hand, wants his son to be a football player, which he deems more manly than Vicky's interest in dancing. The film is a wonderful story that's relatable to both kids and adults, who've had to sacrifice their dreams to appease to their parents or families. The overall message of the short is to encourage people to follow their dreams, no matter the obstacles that come their way. Next up, there's Dil Dharak De Do, which translates to Let the Heart Beat. The 2015 film features an all-star ensemble of talent. Seriously, this cast is stacked. There's Anil Kapoor, Shefali Shah, Priyanka Chopra Jonas, Ranveer Singh, and so many other big names. The film tells the story of the Miras, a dysfunctional family who invite their family and friends on a cruise trip to celebrate the parents' 30th wedding anniversary and later reconcile. Again, the filmmaker gives us a film where she showcases her skill at balancing out an ensemble cast. In 2018, the filmmaker directed an entry for Lost Stories. The anthology film explores female sexuality in 4 unique stories, told by Akhtar and 3 other directors. This would mark the second time that the 4 filmmakers would work together as a collective. Akhtar directed his second entry, which focuses on Sudha, a maid whose lover and employer Ajit shuns her in favor of an arranged marriage proposal. The film stars Bhumi Pednekar as the maid, whilst her co-star is played by Neil Blupam. The film as a whole is interesting since it explores a topic that's rarely touched on in Hindi films. For anyone interested, it's available to stream on Netflix. After working on the anthology film, Akhtar went back to directing feature-length films. Her next project, titled Gully Boy, was released in 2019. The musical drama film centers on aspiring street rapper Murad Ahmed, who comes from the Dharavi slums of Mumbai. The coming-of-age story shows his rise to fame. It also focuses on his relationship with Safina Ferdowsi, his longtime girlfriend who he often meets in secret. Ranveer Singh and Alita Bhatt play the 2 main characters, who give some of the best performances of their career. Gully Boy is one of the filmmaker's most lauded films. It has been nominated and won 9 major film awards. In the same year as Gully Boy, the filmmaker also released the first ever streaming show for Amazon Prime Video. The show, titled Made in Heaven, is a romantic drama series showing the lives of Tara and Karan, 2 wedding planners in Delhi running an agency. After the first season concluded, the show was renewed for a second season, which was released in August this year. The original series was made by Akhtar and a longtime friend and business partner, Rema Kagti, both of whom are co-founders of Tiger Baby Films, a production company that was founded in 2015. Most recently, she directed an entry for Ghost Stories, an anthology film which was released in 2020. Akhtar's entry focuses on a young nurse, played by Janhvi Kapoor, and a patient, a senile lady played by Surika Sikri. The film draws parallels between the 2 women who have been abandoned by the men in their lives. For the nurse, it's her boyfriend, and the old lady her son. Given Akhtar's body of work, it's safe to say that the property is in her right hands. With her sensibilities as a filmmaker, I'm confident that the film will be as good as her previous work. If you've seen any of her films, you'll already know that Akhtar isn't just a serviceable director and writer. She's a truly unique storyteller who takes passion in crafting a compelling narrative and characters who serve a purpose within the story. Under the filmmaker's direction, she will tell an original story that will redefine the simple premise fans are used to in the comics. She will also give all of the cast a chance to shine, individually and as an ensemble. I can't wait to see how the characters are developed over the course of the film. Because the character work is second to none, there are many other directors who could have taken on this project. But would they have been able to bring the same amount of passion that Akhtar has for this property? Her love for the source material as well as her vision is what makes her the perfect director to helm this film. Without Akhtar, this project might not have become a reality. Her interest is what convinced John Goldwater, the CEO of Archie Comics, to go ahead and make the film. I'm excited to see what she does with this property, which will mark the first time that the filmmaker has made a young adult and period film. What excites me even more is that she'll be working alongside a long-time creative partner, who is also a world-class filmmaker in her own right. Then there's the third writer, who is just as proficient as her peers. As a combined team, they will deliver something that's truly special. Anyways, it's time we moved on to the next creative. Next up on the creative team we have Rema Kagti, an Indian-based director and screenwriter. The filmmaker is known for a partnership with Zoya Akhtar, who she has collaborated with for the bulk of her films. The two have known each other since working together as assistant directors on Kazit Gustad's 1998 film Bombay Boys. From that moment onwards, their paths would continue to cross as they tried to forge a career in the film industry. Eventually, they became friends and later creative partners. Kagti's passion as a filmmaker is something that's hard to miss. You can see the level of care she puts into her projects. Regardless of the subject matter, her character work and storytelling is practically flawless. She's best known for her work directing Honeymoon Travels Private Limited, a 2007 comedy drama film. The film is separated into 6 parts, which focuses on 6 different couples as they embark on their honeymoon with the Honeymoon Travels Private Limited bus, and their trials and tribulations during the 4-day journey to Goa. For a follow-up film, she directed Talash, The Answer Lies Within, a 2012 psychological crime thriller. The film follows an inspector played by Amir Khan, who is dealing with a depressing past, has to investigate a high-profile murder case, deal with his crumbling marriage, and use the help and solace of a prostitute by the name of Rosie. The latter character is played brilliantly by Kareena Kapoor Khan. Next up, Kagti directed Gold, The Dream That United Our Nation, also known as Gold. The 2018 film is a period sports film which is based on the journey of India's first national hockey team to the 1948 Summer Olympics. The film is headlined by Akshay Kumar, who plays the team's assistant manager, and eventually the victor who earns India its first ever gold medal at the event. Most recently, she directed Dahad, a police procedural crime thriller series. The 2023 web series follows Sub-Inspector Anjali Bhatti, played by Sonakshi Sinha, who investigates a series of deaths where women are found in public bathrooms. The deaths first appear as suicides, but as the investigation progresses, Bhatti realizes there's a serial killer on the loose. The 8-episode series is available to stream on Amazon Prime Video. Next up on the creative team we have Ayesha Devitre, who will write the screenplay along with the aforementioned creatives. Originally a Bollywood hairstylist, the creative then became a screenwriter who has since written a number of projects for both film and television. Her first ever credit as a screenwriter was on the 2012 romantic comedy film Ek Main Aur Ek Tu. Devitre co-wrote the script with her longtime friend Shakun Batra, who also directed the film. The film follows an unemployed architect played by Imran Khan, who discovers he's married a Las Vegas hairstylist after a drunken night out. The latter character is played by Kareena Kapoor Khan, who makes for a wonderful love interest and co-lead. For her next project, she worked on 2016's Kapoor & Sons, which is also titled Kapoor & Sons since 1921. The film follows 2 estranged brothers who return to their childhood home after their 90-year-old grandfather has a heart attack. The family decides to throw a big party to celebrate his birthday, which has its complications due to ongoing issues between family members and a love triangle between the 2 brothers and a girl whom they both like. Devitre co-wrote the film with director Shakun Batra, who she previously worked with on the latter's directorial debut. This marked the second time that the 2 filmmakers would work together on a project. Most recently, she worked on Gehi Rayan, a 2022 romantic drama directed by Shakun Batra. The film follows Alicia, a 30-year-old yoga instructor who's working on an app, but struggling to find investors while providing for her boyfriend Karan, an unemployed writer. It also focuses on her cousin Tia and her fiancé Zion. Now, getting more into the plot would give away some of the juicy bits in this drama that's filled with heartbreak, financial fraud, blackmail, the unraveling of family secrets and death. The film was released on Amazon Prime Video, where it's available for streaming worldwide. Finally rounding out the creative team we have Ankur, the film's music supervisor. The creative will provide one of the most important components to the film, the music. You can't have a musical without any songs, especially ones that will complement the characters and the overall narrative. Most of the music featured in the Archies will be original music, composed by a variety of singers/musicians and songwriters, curated by Terrari, who will work closely with the director to ensure they fit with her vision for the film. The creative has previously worked with Akhtar and Gully Boy, and then Made in Heaven. Their partnership has proved to be a winning combination. You can say that they are pitch perfect together. Terrari has also worked with Ayesha, Devitre and Ryan, making him familiar with the entirety of the Archies writing team. Outside of working with the creative team, the musician has developed music for a number of projects, for both film and television. He's also the frontman of Ankur and the Galat Family, a Hindu-Tunisian rock band he co-founded in 2009 with Sid Kuto, Johan Pace, Vivan Kapoor and Gaurav Gupta. I highly recommend checking out the band's music as well as Terrari's solo work. Most recently, Suno, the first single from the film soundtrack, was released online. Ever since the cast announcement, the lead single has been featured continuously throughout marketing for the film, but never in its entirety. Now we have the full track composed by Terrari and the Islanders. The song is a great introduction to the Archies and the world they inhabit. I highly recommend watching the video online and also checking out the making of Suno, a behind the scenes video that gives more context behind the song. In addition to the creatives I've mentioned, there are a number of people who have contributed to making this film come together over the years. I wish I could mention everyone, but then this video will probably be as long as a feature-length film. The wider creative team will definitely get their due once the film is released, and people see their work in its entirety. There will be a lot to appreciate from the directing, writing, acting, cinematography, music, costume and set design, plus loads more details that were the efforts of countless people. Already from the trailers and the marketing material, you can tell that a ton of passion has been poured into making this project. It also looks like Netflix has spared no expense to make this film come to fruition. Hopefully their investment pays off and this project becomes a big hit for the streamer. At the moment, the film seems like a standalone story rather than the start of a franchise. But that can change if the film becomes a major success. I personally hope this isn't a one-off film. There's definitely room for more stories focused on the Archies and the wider Riverdale community. My excitement for the Archies is through the roof, because I've been anticipating this film since it was first announced. The film is set to be released on the 7th of December, which is still over a month away. Until then, we can expect more promotional material leading up to the film's premiere on Netflix. So what are your thoughts on the Archies? Are you looking forward to seeing the film? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways folks, that's all for now. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed the show. Please feel free to subscribe, like and comment below. And hey, maybe this wasn't your cup of tea. And that's okay. Just remember to take care and stay safe.